Hi there everyone, Matt here. I hope you're well. Today I'm going to be talking to you about Bing Chat versus ChatGPT, specifically Bing Chat Enterprise or BCE, and the differences between the two technologies. Both are based on the GPT-4 LLM, but they do have some very, very different ways in which they process your prompts. Not technically in the background, I'm talking about in terms of the output that each tool delivers. They do deliver very, very different things and different results. I was expecting to be a lot closer together, but in fact, actually, as I was playing around with both of them, I found that the results were really quite staggeringly different from both. So I've got a few prompts ready to go. I'm going to open up ChatGPT and Bing Chat Enterprise and then start digging into the differences between them. So as per usual with these videos, I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller, make my screen share take up most of the screen, and I'm going to do that right about now. And we're back. Okay, so what I've got on the screen here are some prompts that I have got ready ahead of time. So we have prompt number 1. I want you to act as my LinkedIn marketing consultant. We are launching a new 30-day campaign about the importance of backing up Microsoft 365 cloud data. The content will be a mixture of video, text, polls, and image posts. I need you as my consultant to generate a 30-day marketing plan that produces good engagement and generate some inbound leads. So here you go. You can see the prompt is exactly the same. ChatGPT comes up with an objective, a target audience, which is I didn't actually give it, so that's cool. And then it's literally laid it out into a day-by-day plan with what I should be posting, what the content is going to be. And if I wanted to do prompt iteration here, I could do and say, okay, now can you give me a post for day, or can you give me all the posts for week 1, or the script for the video post for day 1, etc., and start drilling into that. But this is a pretty, I'm not a marketing expert, right? But this is pretty good. This is reasonably good. I wouldn't be posting, what was it said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week. Yeah, it's probably maybe a little bit much, but it doesn't mention groups or anything like that. It's got some general tips at the bottom saying consistently use a hashtag, incorporate rich images, engage with comments promptly. All of this is relevant and good. So let's open up Bing Chat. So we have to go over to Microsoft Edge for that because we can't do that in any other browser at this time, is not supported. So I want a creative answer, I think is probably going to be the best here. Okay, so a little fast forward in time there because that took a while to generate. We can see that the response here, let's just make this a bit bigger. No, I can't make the chat pane any bigger. There we go. Is the size it is, I'm afraid. So we can see that actually it's got basically 30 LinkedIn posts here is what Bing's generated me. Now, I know that that's not right. You shouldn't be posting on LinkedIn every day. It's normally like a 3 days a week sort of thing, 3 posts a week. Some people do post more, and that, I guess maybe that works for them. But generally speaking, from what I understand, and maybe it's outdated, but that's not best practice. And if we look back at ChatGPT's response, we can see that there's no mention of posting every day here. So you've got gaps. So for example, day 19 to 22, there's a gap. From day 13 and 14, that's engaging. There's no posting there. So yeah, I'm not 100% convinced that this is a particularly good plan, but it's okay. It's okay. It's a starting basis, and you could chop and change and move it around. So I would say that both responses were adequate. If I was going to give it an out of 10, I'd probably give Bing Chat 7 out of 10 and ChatGPT an 8. Another thing I asked for was to write a cybersecurity or an amusing cybersecurity poem. So this is what ChatGPT came up with. You can pause the video and read the whole thing if you want to. I thought it was okay. It wasn't anything special. I'd probably give that a 6 or 7 out of 10. I'm not going to be putting it on my LinkedIn feed anytime soon. So let's ask Bing Chat to do the same thing. Okay, so I don't think this is a particularly amazing bit of output, to be fair. It's, again, I'll let you guys read it if you want to pause the video and read through and expand, but it was an okay response. I would give it a 5, maybe a 6 out of 10. So far on the creativity front, I would say ChatGPT is definitely winning here. Let's have another look at ChatGPT, and let's have a look at exploring Lyon. So I've got a trip coming up, and I'm probably going to be free for a couple of evenings and a weekend day. What should I be planning to do? So I asked ChatGPT what it reckoned, and I have been to Lyon before, so I do have a vague idea of some of the stuff that's there, and I'm going again. So dine at a bouchon, this one I've actually done. It was really, really good. Visiting Old Lyon. I've got a friend that lives nearby. Yeah, a great idea. The riverbanks are lovely to stroll along. Part Dieu is a massive shopping centre and is good. So this generally speaking, the public transport there is also very good. By the way, this was a good bit of output. Like pretty solid. It suggested what to do in evenings that was a bit more evening related, and what was to do at a weekend. So let's ping open Notepad, grab the prompt, and then ask Bing what it thinks I should be doing in Lyon. So this is where Bing gets all a little bit search engine-y and a bit less, how can I put it? A little bit less creative, I guess. So it's given me a couple of suggestions about the Basilica and the Museum of Fine Arts and the Roman theatres, but nothing much else. Which that's disappointing, to be honest. Like, this is meant to be, Bing Chat is one of the big winners about this. Is meant to be the fact that it's it's connected to the internet, it can search, and it has up to date information. So this is a very average answer, I have to say. However, what it has come up with is a whole bunch of suggestions with links, and that is very helpful and very handy. So, and ChatGPT obviously can't do that because at this time it doesn't have any internet connectivity. So based on that, I'm actually going to give ChatGPT an 8 out of 10 and Bing Chat a 6 out of 10, just because the answer could have been so much better. Now, I could iterate on this prompt. I could dig into it a little bit more and say, oh, actually, I was looking for someone to go and eat, or I'd heard that the river walks are good. Can you tell me more about that? And I'm sure with iteration, this would be perfectly fine. But as one prompt, one response, it's okay. As far as I'm getting with this, it's okay. So let's have a look at our very last prompt then, and this was quite an interesting one. I need some legal advice around emails in France. I'm an email administrator and I need to set up email protection for my French business. The solution is going to include data loss prevention and email inspection elements. What laws, legal rights, etc. do I need to be aware of? Now, I was told that there are some nuances in France around the way that you handle email data, and that you have to be very careful as an administrator with what you do. I don't know how true that is, so I wanted to find out a little bit more about it. So ChatGPT said, obviously, GDPR, okay, well, we know that. The French Data Protection Act, in addition to GDPR, France has its own data protection laws. Interesting. Employee privacy. France places strong emphasis on individual privacy rights. Even in the corporate environment, employees have right to privacy regarding personal emails. So that's interesting. Notification and transparency. You've got to write a policy basically saying about it. You've got to only inspect email if it's proportionate. So there are a few different nuances to this topic in France. And ChatGPT, just with one response, gave me, I would have iterated on this and just kind of started going down that rabbit hole and stopped. So let's ask Bing what it thinks about that. And I'm going to clear the chat. I'm going to go precise now, and let's see what Bing comes up with. Okay, so again, the answer that Bing's come back with here is, you'll notice it's structured completely differently. And these are the searches that it's done. Now, when I did similar searches, because I used a search engine before using AI to look into this topic, I searched for similar things, and a lot of stuff that came back was all to do with GDPR and consumer handling of emails. And this is commercial. These are employees, and it's employee data rather than consumer data or customer data. So the way that they're handled is different, and kind of the first thing it wants to default toward is go toward GDPR and down down that road, which is kind of what ChatGPT did as well. So I suppose I can't knock it too much. But in terms of email protection, it's important to ensure that personal data is processed, blah, 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 blah. Any more than 50 workers must have a charter. Yeah, I mean, like, it's just not, to me, this isn't a great answer. This isn't telling me what I need to actually think about. It tells me that out of hours, I need staff aren't supposed to send email. Well, great, but what's that got to do with data loss prevention or email inspection? Like, it's got absolutely nothing to do with that. So I don't like this answer. I don't think it's great. I'm just gonna, in the spirit of fairness, I'm just going to clear that. I'm going to try asking Bing to do this again creatively. All of this answer is geared toward the handling of consumer email data and more toward a marketer than an email administrator. And I don't think it's a great answer, to be honest. I'm gonna have to knock that down. I'm gonna have to say this is like a 4 out of 10 in terms of usefulness. ChatGPT is like an 8. This is a 4 for me. It doesn't tell me what I need. It's not relevant, and it's just a bit unfortunate. So what I'm going to do is use Bing and do it for something that ChatGPT simply can't do, which is ask it to give me flight options to Lyon from Basingstoke on Monday. Simply, ChatGPT can't do this because it isn't connected to the internet. So what Bing's now going to do is it's going to go and search the internet, and it's going to look at what my flight options are. It's going to give me a cheapest flight, a more expensive flight, and some alternatives. So for things like this, that's great. That's quite helpful. It's told me, it's given me some options for flights. It's given me the search results. It's like searching, like web searching on steroids, which that is a really good use case for Bing Chat. I'm just a bit underwhelmed by some of the responses. Anyway, so those are all the prompts and the outputs. I'm now going to make myself a bit bigger, get rid of the screen share, and we'll wrap the video up. And I'm back at full size. So what did we learn here today? Well, in my mind, Bing Chat is still a decent tool. And if you've got Microsoft 365 and you've got the appropriate E3, E5, Business Premium or Business Standard plan, you should be enabling Bing Chat Enterprise and directing your employees to it, because it protects your data and it guards against data loss. And the AI models being trained on it and a whole bunch of other things. If you're looking for the best possible outputs and the best possible responses, then I still think ChatGPT has the edge here. I don't know, I'm using GPT-4 and ChatGPT and it's a paid subscription, but it just seems to me to give a better answer the first time around with no prompt iteration and no faff. Bing Chat, I could see being better if you iterate and provide feedback, but I do think that notion of prompt iteration is much stronger in Bing Chat, and you have to probably be a lot more involved and use a lot more prompts to get the same kind of level of output that you would get it from ChatGPT in just, maybe 1 or 2 prompt iterations. So they're both good. They're both useful. The best part about Bing is that it's connected to the internet and you can use it as a supercharged search engine, and that is really handy. It can also generate images. I've played with that a little bit. I've not covered it in the video, but maybe I'll do just a more overall comparison of the two tools rather than just side-by-side outputs. But yeah. Anyway, that concludes the video. Let me know what you thought. If you have any thoughts on whether, maybe you have a ChatGPT subscription and thought about moving to Bing and now are thinking otherwise, maybe you're the other way around and we're thinking about ChatGPT. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment in. It would be, there goes my business card. It would be great to hear from you. If you want to see any more content like this, please do give me a follow. I produce regular video updates and other various posts on LinkedIn, sort of around 3 times a week. And until then, stay well, and I'll see you all again soon.